What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 735 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. It's your boy KB coming at you solo dolo. I know it's a little delayed. I apologize. Holidays happening tend to derail things. Plus, I've been playing wild catch-up because the day job threw me for a loop with scheduling, and I have been behind ever since, but I promise we're catching up to speed slowly but surely, so please bear with us, but I do appreciate everyone's understanding of some of the delays here. Got a fun little show for you, nothing too major. Gonna recap the Phillies Marlins series, gonna talk a little MLB standings. We are gonna save run differentials and platinum plunk for Thursday's show with Harrison. We have a loaded show on Thursday. Pat Pitts makes his return to the underground to talk a little wrestling, which is going to be a lot of fun. He was at WrestleMania, which I'll touch on a little bit, but Thursday show, Patty Pitts going to be on the program. And then NFL Draft Week. It's NFL Draft Week, which is crazy. It feels like it's taken forever to get here, and it's crazy that it's finally here. So I'll touch on the draft a little bit. But before I get into everything, Thursday night on our YouTube channel, it is the Underground Sports Philadelphia NFL Draft Extravaganza first-round watch party. Myself, Stephen McAvoy, Deej. Who knows who else makes an appearance, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Be sure to tune in. We'll be live for the entire first round on our YouTube channel, so gear up for that and be ready to rock and roll. And make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook. We're on every single social platform, so be sure to give us a follow. You can follow me on social media at KBIZZL311 on Twitter, KBIZZLE11 on Instagram and Threads. Subscribe to the pod, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star review. It goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow. Helps more people find Underground Sports Philadelphia as a whole. It allows us to keep doing more dope stuff with and for you guys. So be sure to keep subscribing on Apple and Spotify. And subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It is all on our YouTube channel. We are at 1,054 subscribers, which means we're 46 away from hitting that next 100 milestone. So keep it coming. youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. And this show is proudly presented by the city of Vineland, and the city of Vineland municipal calendar features city-sponsored, city-organized, it features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events. You would think I'd be able to do this off the top of my head because the city of Vineland's been rocking with us for a couple years now. But the City of Vineland Municipal Calendar features city-organized, city-sponsored, and city-affiliated events that are of public interest. The calendar, which is accessible at vinelandcity.org, is a good way for residents and visitors to build awareness, remain engaged with city government, and participate in local events. You can also follow the City of Vineland on social media via their Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube pages. And through these tools, you can stay connected to the community and get important announcements about programs and services offered by the city. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast.
I'm Mayor Anthony Finucci. If you're looking for the right location, think Vineland, New Jersey. Our pro-business approach is supported by financial incentives, workforce development programs, and other resources which can give your business a competitive edge. Whether you're starting a new business or expanding to new markets, our business environment, infrastructure, accessibility, and quality of life make Vineland an ideal location. More information about how we can help your business grow can be found at vinelandcity.org. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, yours truly and my sister Sarah, we were at the Phillies game on Easter as the Phillies fall to the Miami Marlins in the series finale, 7-5 in extra innings. Since we last spoke, the Phillies did split with the Giants. They win 6-4 on Thursday. They win 7-2 on Friday against the Marlins. They survive 11-10 against the Marlins on Saturday, and then just falter in extra innings on Sunday. Here's the thing, and I brought this up on multiple episodes over the past couple of weeks. It is still very early in terms of baseball season, okay? It is still wildly early, but this is the part of the season where you want to see guys dialed in on the fundamentals. You want to see them dialed in on making those types of defensive plays that you expect Bryson Stott and Trey Turner and JT Realmuto and Bryce Harper to make. Notice how I didn't say one person, because he's been making a hell of a lot of plays over at third. This Phillies game on Sunday against the Marlins showcased to me a couple of things. Number one, the Phillies jumped on the Marlins early. It was 3-0, then it was 3-1, it was 3-2. Marlins tie it up. Or I'm sorry, it was 3-1, then it was 4-1, then it was 4-2. Then the Marlins take the lead, 5-4. The Phillies tie it up in the eighth. The Phillies are doing that thing right now on offense where they go pockets of innings without scoring multiple runs. It's okay to tack some on late, just have a one-run inning, say in the 7th, 8th, 9th inning, whatever it may be. But you can't go cold and score one run from the 2nd inning to the 7th inning and think you're going to be comfortable with a 4-run cushion. Because you had a 3-run cushion and the Marlins got one back in the 2nd inning. You had a 4-1 cushion, the Marlins got one back in the 7th inning. You didn't score, the Marlins took the lead. You tied it up. You went to extra innings because you couldn't score again with multiple runners on base. And then the Marlins scored 2 more runs in the 10th, and you can't score because your lineup was turned over to the weaker part, air quotes for the people just listening, of the lineup, and you let Connor Norby go 2 for 3 in 5 at-bats. Or, 3 for 5 in 5 at-bats, scored 2 runs. You let Dane Myers go 2 for 5. You let Kyle Stowers go 2 for 4. You had Javier Sanoa go 3 for 4 with 5 RBI and a home run. That was the nail in the coffin. The casual baseball fan is not going to know who any of those guys are that I just listed. Some diehard baseball fans are not going to know some of the guys that I just listed. And that's who you let beat you. And I think that's what's frustrating. That's what's embarrassing. Because Jesus Luzardo battled again, gave you 7 incredible innings, gave up 8 hits, but only allowed 1 earned run, struck out 7. And then Orion Kerkering came in and gave up 3 earned runs on the home run, walked a batter, gave up 3 hits. Alvarado comes in and pitches a clean 9th. Strom gives up 2 hits and an earned run. And you do nothing offensively to help alleviate some of the issues that have been plaguing this team. And I don't know how long this bullpen can sustain being constructed this way. That was the biggest glaring issue to me, is that as soon as Luzardo exited, the only person I had confidence in because they were pitching in turn was Jose Alvarado. Matt Strahm has been perfectly okay. I think this was just weird situation to come in, and kind of not ready for it as the game seemed so in hand early on. Orion Kerkering has to develop a third pitch. It was all fun and games when Kirk came up, and I'm a huge Orion Kerkering believer. I think he's a phenomenal talent. But it was all fun and games when he came up in 2023 as a rookie and was blowing the guys away with his fastball. He needs a third pitch if he's going to survive being a late inning reliever in Major League Baseball. He just has to. And right now, the Phillies have like 2 guys in the bullpen. It is shrunk. I don't trust Orion Kerkering right now, which is bad. And to have just 2 guys that you can rely on in a bullpen that is comprised of however many, I need to pull up the roster full blown here to just count it off. Alvarado, trust him. Strahm, trust him. That's 2 out of Jordan Romano, who is like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, almost cost the Phillies the game on Saturday, has been an unmitigated disaster. And I feel bad for the guy, but he has been horrendous. Orion Kerkering has not been trustworthy as of late. Joe Ross has been pretty bad in his appearances. Jose Ruiz, I don't know if he's a major league pitcher right now. Tanner Banks, I don't think is as bad as many people say, but he's a guy that you don't necessarily want to see coming into a game. He doesn't have blow your doors off speed. He's the type of guy that comes in like the 6th inning if your pitcher doesn't make it deep. I'm fine with Tanner Banks, but he's not a guy that I trust per se. And Carlos Hernandez has just been an unmitigated disaster since he arrived. He's got like a 9-something ERA. He's been horrid. And that's 1, 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 8 guys. 8 guys in the bullpen. They don't have a right-handed reliever that you can trust. They don't have a right-handed reliever that is a late innings flamethrower. They don't have a guy that can come in situationally as a right-handed reliever and you feel totally okay. That's not great. That's not great. And guess what? People want to talk about Rob Thompson. People want to do this, that, and the third. It's not Rob Thompson's fault that these guys are not delivering, because this is not football, like I've said multiple times. This is not hockey. This is not basketball where you're scheming up plays. Those dudes got to come out and pitch. Those dudes got to figure it out on their own. That's the beauty of baseball, is that a manager puts a lineup together. That's really all they do. Unless you're situationally pinch hitting or, the call to the bullpen and playing that schematic there, that's really the job of the manager in game for baseball, is making those types of calls. When they're out on the field, there's nothing a manager can do to make you pitch better, to find your zone better, to make you hit the ball in the part of the bat that it's supposed to go so the ball goes boom, so you don't strike out swinging in the dirt. That's on the player. And right now, the only thing going for this Phillies team is a majority of their starting pitching. Wheeler has had a couple bumps in the road, but overall, been perfectly fine. And it's Zach Wheeler. I'm not going to nitpick a guy who should have 2 Cy Young awards in a Phillies uniform. Jesus Luzardo has been sensational for this team. Christopher Sanchez has been awesome to start the year. People are going to complain about Aaron Nola, but guess what? Every time Aaron Nola goes out to pitch, the Phillies' bats disappear, and he gets no run support. And Taijuan Walker, compared to last year, looks like a Cy Young winner. So the starting pitching has been perfectly fine. It's been the inconsistencies of the bullpen, and just the bullpen being flat out bad, and your 1 through 9 forgetting how to hit sometimes, not being methodical at the plate, not taking pitches. That's what makes the Phillies unfun in moments, is when they do stuff like that, when they try to play hero ball and try to swing for the fences instead of putting the ball in play, manufacturing runs, getting guys on base and driving them home. Just because you have a runner on first and third or second and third or first and second doesn't mean you have to swing for the fences. You need to put the ball in play, and that is what the Phillies are failing to do. They failed to do it for the past couple of years now. But they need to find a balance between going for the long ball and putting balls in play and manufacturing runs and exhausting starting pitchers, which they've started to do early. But as games have gone on, say the 3rd to the 7th inning mostly, they disappear. And that can't happen. That just cannot happen. Before I keep talking about the Phils, I want to talk to you guys about our awesome pals over at 47 brand. Guys, I've been wearing 47 brand my entire life, pretty much. For decades, I've been donning the 47 brand hitch hats, the trucker style hat that I have on now, the Phillies old school interleague all-star game patch trucker hat is incredible. I've been wearing 47 brand for as long as I can remember. It is my go-to hat of choice when I'm stepping out on the town, because I am a firm believer that a hat makes your outfit. If you don't have a good hat, you're not going to have a good outfit. Shop 47 brand. Use the link in the description. Check out everything they have to offer. Shop for your favorite sports fan, whether it be Major League Baseball, the NFL, NBA, NHL. They have a ton of minor league baseball headwear and apparel. They also have college soccer for you Premier League fans. They have West Ham, Liverpool, and Arsenal, plus a whole lot more. Use our link in the description and get free shipping when you become a member of the 47 family today. Again, get free shipping when you shop with 47 brand and join the 47 family to get free shipping when you use our link in the description. And we thank 47 brand for being a proud partner of the podcast. I also want to talk to you guys about our pals over at Kenwood Beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. Go to kenwoodbeer.com. Use that Kenny Finder to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia, New Jersey, Delaware, Pittsburgh, and Maryland areas. You can also find Kenwood Beer at your local liquor stores in those markets. Again, that's kenwoodbeer.com. Must be 21 or older to do so. And, of course, guys, please drink responsibly. WrestleMania happened this weekend, which we will talk about in just a minute. But the Phillies have been wrestling with themselves, if I'm being honest. And a lot of people, and I've talked about this, the fan policing, the basically treating baseball season like it's football season is getting out of hand. I think criticizing the bullpen and how poorly it's constructed doesn't fall on the shoulders of Rob Thompson. It falls on the shoulders of Dave Dombrowski. It falls on the shoulders of misevaluating talent during the offseason. It falls on Orion Kerkering has not been the Orion Kerkering we have come to know. It falls on Jose Ruiz has regressed so far to start the season. It falls on Joe Ross is a bit older probably than you anticipated in terms of baseball years. And it also falls on Carlos Hernandez. Maybe there's a reason the Royals were letting him go. And Jordan Romano has obviously been horrendous, to put it lightly. The bullpen is bad, and it's one of those things that the only way to fix it right now, with it being April, is you got to call guys up from the minors, and I don't know if the Phillies are ready to do that. Again, it's still early, but guys that I'm looking at that could potentially help this bullpen are Griff McGarry. You guys know we've been on hashtag Griff Watch for a while. He's had a spell in the majors, didn't go all that well, I think, from what we were expecting from Griff, but it feels like he's kind of turning a corner in the minors right now this year with Lehigh Valley. And another guy is Seth Johnson, and I know Seth is more profiled as a starter, but I think Seth could be really, really talented out of the bullpen. He's the guy that you got from the Orioles last year in the Gregory Soto trade, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, it's tough going in the bullpen right now. And the bats just have to hit on a more consistent basis. The hero ball has to stop. It will drive us crazy when guys are up to bat and you're swinging at nothing pitches. You're swinging in the dirt. And it's just like, what are we doing, boys? You're better than this. And the plate approach from some of these guys just has to be better. One guy that I will sing the praises of plate approach, though, and a lot of it has been predicated on him moving to the leadoff spot, is Bryson Stott. Bryson Stott, since moving to the leadoff spot for the Phillies, has been on fire. He has looked like one of the best hitters in baseball, and I'm not talking home run hitters. I'm not talking power hitters. Like, he's just hitting the ball extremely well. He's seeing the ball like he did in 2023. He's drawing walks. He's getting on base. And, you know, at one point in the game yesterday, I think it might have ended the game that way too, depending on how it all shook out. He's hitting over 300. Bryson Stott in the leadoff spot, I never thought I would want to see Kyle Schwarber removed from it just because it was such a potent strategy to have a power hitter like Kyle Schwarber leading off for you, and the ability to just flip a game on its head instantly with a 1-0 lead, potentially in the first inning if Schwarber hit a home run, was awesome. But I do think having a table-setting leadoff guy like Bryson Stott has been a revelation for this team. You know, I think it's really helped them score more runs in the first inning and early on because you have a guy who can get on base, he can steal a bag, and if you move him from first to second, you hit a single, Bryson Stott has a good chance to score from second and mosey on home, and you have a lead. You know, Trey Turner can slap one, which we need to see more from Trey. His plate productivity has not been great in the early go here. But I think Bryson Stott being at the top of the lineup is definitely something Rob Thompson has put in play, and it has really shined through for this baseball team. And I've been a big fan of watching Bryson kind of navigate leading off, being back to where he was in college, and finding success, and him being the type of hitter that we expected him to be last year. But obviously that elbow injury early on in the season, you know, May 9th, he injures that elbow, and he was just never the same. I think Bryson in the leadoff spot is such a boost for this team. And it does really lengthen the lineup because then having Bryson lead off, you hit Trey second, then you have a lefty-righty split of 1 and 2. Then Bryce hits third in his normal spot where he's pretty much been a majority of his Phillies career. And then you have Kyle Schwarber protecting Bryce in the lineup. And I think early on when you've had Trey leading off or you've had Schwarber leading off, there hasn't been anybody, because Bohm has struggled to start the year, but he's kind of starting to find his way a bit, which is awesome. Don't say I didn't tell you so. But it's one of those things that now you have protection behind Bryce, and it lengthens your lineup that much more because now Bryce is seeing pitches still, but if he ends up walking, Kyle Schwarber is going to hit behind him. And then you kind of have to pitch to Kyle Schwarber. And the lengthening of the top of the lineup like that, especially when your 1 through 5 hitters are so potent, when you can go Stott, Trey, Bryce, Schwarber, Nick Castellanos, that's a damn good 1 through 5. And then JT just has to pick things up at the catcher position. I think Bohm has really been comfortable at the bottom of the lineup, which has been fun to see, him kind of finding his way again. He's been more comfortable down there, and he's kind of just playing looser. And then you have, Johan Rojas hitting at the bottom, or if it is a Marchand day, you have Rojas hit 8th, Bohm hit 7th. You have, who am I forgetting? Oh, Max Kepler. Duh, Max Kepler would be in the lineup too. So yeah, it lengthens things out a lot. And I do like that 1 through 5 a ton. It makes you very top heavy. But when Bohm finds his way, when Kepler starts to, get more comfortable in this lineup, and you have JT being a little more consistent at the plate, like this lineup is going to find its way, but they just have to be smarter about their approach. They have to be smarter about the way they're playing. And I think things will really come to fruition then. So yeah, am I worried? No. Am I concerned with certain aspects of the team? Yes. But I do think they'll find their way. And again, this team has battled. 2022, they had a horrendous start to the season. They go to the World Series. 2023, they have a horrendous start to the season. They go to Game 7 of the NLCS. Last year, everyone says they peaked too early, and now we're struggling to start the year, and I think it's even more of a spotlight because there's no Flyers hockey, there's no Sixers basketball to also distract you from early season baseball, and now everybody's just laser focused on you again. So it's one of those things that the Phillies are going to have to fix. They're going to have to find ways to be better, but I think they'll find their way. And hopefully it's sooner rather than later. I'll put it that way. Let me talk to you guys about our awesome merch partners, PHI Apparel Company. They are the best in the game. If you want to stand out in the crowd, whether you're going to a Phillies game, hanging out with your friends at the bar, chilling at home watching the Phils, you want to look your best, PHI Apparel Company is the place to do it with their Philly-centric, unique designs for all. There's no doubt you will stand out in the crowd. Go to phiapparel.co, shop all the Phillies, Flyers, Eagles, Sixers, Union, Philly-centric, and Underground Sports Philadelphia podcast merch on their website. And when you go to checkout, use code UNDERGROUND to get 10% off your next order. Again, that's code UNDERGROUND for 10% off at phiapparel.co, the official merch partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Like I mentioned, draft stream, NFL Draft is here. Will happen Thursday night. We'll be live for the first round like we do every year. It's one of our most fun times of the year with live streams and everything. So we'll have that popping off. We'll be up late because the Eagles pick 32 right now. Who knows if they move up, move out. You never know. But looking forward to an electric night 1 of the NFL Draft. WrestleMania happened, and like I mentioned, Pat Pitts makes his return to Underground this week. He will be joining us as he was in Las Vegas for all of the insanity of WrestleMania 41. He had me watching WrestleMania the last 2 years, and I think that's an indictment on myself for wanting to be able to hold intelligent conversation with Pat Pitts because he knows it all. But also, WrestleMania 40 was just so entertaining, and I'm not even the biggest wrestling fan. I just tuned in because it was in Philly, and it was like watching Avengers Endgame. And then watching WrestleMania 41, I could not believe how much of a dud it was. and Pat Pitts is going to try to convince me otherwise. He's going to break it all down, make it easy to digest and understand on Thursday's show. We'll get into a whole lot on Thursday. It's going to be a loaded show with you guys, and it'll be out before the NFL Draft happens, so you'll have our draft preview. You'll have a WrestleMania breakdown, the Raw after Mania breakdown, more Phillies talk, and it's going to be a ton of fun, and I can't wait for all of it to shake out. I appreciate you guys having patience with this episode being a little delayed. I know it's a bit of a shorter episode, but life, man. Life is crazy, and I just appreciate everyone understanding the delay and understanding that this isn't normal, and we'll be back ready to rock and roll sooner rather than later. But make sure you guys are following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. We're on every social platform. Follow us. And that's Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, LinkedIn. We're on every social platform. Subscribe to the pod. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star review. It goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow. Helps more people find Underground Sports Philadelphia and our entire catalog of podcasts. Subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. youtube.com/@undergroundsportsphiladelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It's all on our YouTube channel. Let's get to 1,100 subscribers. Let's keep it going. And also, one last thing. If you do the wave at a baseball game, while your team is pitching in particular, you should be lifetime ban from your stadium. If you do the wave at a baseball game in general, you should be banned from your stadium. The wave had its time. It had its moment in the sun. The wave is tired. The wave is distracting. The wave is the biggest sign that you are just a casual baseball fan and you have no idea what's actually going on in the game. If you do the wave at a baseball game, I will judge you. I will blame you for any mishaps in a game following your stupid decision to do the wave. And I hope everyone knows that Ryan Kerkering gave up that 3-run home run immediately after some big, dumb dipshit at Citizens Bank Park out in right field in the 300 level decided to start doing the wave. Yep. Wave happened, and then the Phillies lost that game. That person should have a lifetime ban from Citizens Bank Park. And if you think I'm joking, you clearly don't know me. This show is proudly presented by the city of Vineland. And guys, whether you're a company looking to expand, relocate, or you're a new business startup, selecting the right location is critical to your success. Vineland, New Jersey offers both an affordable business location and an excellent quality of life. The city's economic development department is a one-stop source for moving your project through the development and approval process. And their goal is to make this process as smooth as possible and to provide the fastest turnaround times in the region. If you're considering potential locations for your operation, contact the Vineland Economic Development Team at 856-794-4100. That's 856-794-4100, Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. This has been episode number 735 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. I'm your boy KB. Don't do the wave. The Phillies will figure some things out. Let's navigate through this difficult part of the schedule against the Mets and the Cubs and get back on track as the month of May quickly approaches. Let's hope the Eagles have a phenomenal draft. We'll talk all about that on Thursday's episode. WrestleMania recap with Pat Pitts coming this week. A whole lot more coming to the Underground. But until then, I'm getting the heck up out of here, and I'm signing off. Peace.